Hello and welcome back to Grumpy's Kitchen and Provisions. I'm Grumpy again. So today we're going to make Grumpy's croutons. So all you need, there's three ingredients really, and so you can control everything that goes into it. If you ever read the backside of a crouton container and see all the unnecessary things, well, this is where you're in control. You can put in what you want. These are phenomenal flavor. Plus, they last for a long time in a airtight container. So this is just some bread that I had was in the freezer. You know, I had some extra, so I pulled it out this morning for this recipe. This is a garlic infused olive oil, but you can use regular olive oil, extra fancy, extra virgin. You can use any neutral flavored oil will be fine. And then, of course, Grumpy's go-to. That has your garlic, your salt, pepper, paprika, everything else you need. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with a serrated knife. This is an offset serrated knife. You would see it like sandwich shops. So the nice thing about this is your hand stays up above where you're cutting. So you cut them to whatever size you prefer. Again, you're in control. So we're going to do about 3/4 of an inch or so. Again, it's not an exact science. You can do whatever floats your boat. Okay, so now we're going to stack them up, go the other way. Just like cutting vegetables, it's important that your cuts are consistent so they cook evenly. And as Grumpy said before, always keep your dummy finger, which is your thumb, behind so you don't end up cutting that off. You don't want any extra blood on your cutting board. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to get a large bowl. So you see a lot of people doing things on sheet pans. They put it all out and then they have to toss through. Always use a bowl. It's way easier than putting it on a sheet pan and trying to mix it in. All right, good enough. So there's our bread. We'll give you a precise measurement, as precise as we can be with bread. Okay, so that was about 8 cups. Now, yes, this is a wet measure, but nobody has an 8-cup dry measuring cup. And you can see they're in there loose, so that's just an approximate. So we have an exact recipe. So let's start with a 1/4 cup. Let's measure it in here. We're not going to put it all in at the same time either. Okay, so set that to the side. I'm just going to measure out 1 tablespoon. We might need more, we might need less, but I think it's going to be pretty close there. Okay, so there's a tablespoon. So what we're going to start is about 1/3 of our oil drizzled on top. That's about half. Now I'm going to shake that up. Now we're going to put some of my seasoning on. Okay. So now we're going to shake that some more. Now we're going to go with more olive oil. We're going to shake it up. So the biggest thing is we want every crouton to have some oil on it. Now we're going to go with a little more of our seasoning. Okay. A few more drop. I'm just going to add another splash. Again, we don't want the croutons soaked with oil, but we want them all to have a light coating because that's what allows the seasoning to stick to them, and that's what will make them crisp in the oven. Now we're going to go the rest with our seasoning. So again, you saw I added those in stages because if you add them all together, they're all going to be in one spot and not coat everything evenly. So that's what we don't want. Okay, let's give them a... Boy, you can smell the garlic from my infused olive oil. Smells delicious. Okay, so what I can gather is everything's looking pretty good. I'm going to get a sheet pan. We'll dump it out so you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to line a half sheet pan. You might have what you call a cookie sheet. You can do that. That's fine. This is called a half sheet pan in the professional kitchen because it's half of a full-size sheet pan, which is readily used everywhere in a professional kitchen. So now I'm going to dump these croutons on, and I'm going to even them out on the... I don't want them stacked up. I want them on an individual layer so they all cook properly. So I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Okay, so let's get a little closer look so you can see that everything is kind of shimmery with the oil and the seasoning. Every crouton has seasoning on it. Every crouton has oil. That's what you're looking for. So now we're going to go in our oven. I'm going to set the oven for 5 minutes, and then we will take them out and we'll stir them up. We'll do that process. We'll tell you how many times to get them good to go. So in the oven now, 350, 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. Now we want to just shuffle the croutons around, get them stirred, turned, preferably so, you know, the top is on the bottom's on the top. That doesn't always work, but give them a good stir, mix around. And again, you want to put them back on a single layer. You don't want them stacked up. Then we're going to go back in for about 2 minutes. So it's been another 2 minutes. You can see we're starting to get pretty crusty, but we're probably going to go another 2 minutes. We're just going to give them another stir. Again, top to bottom. Rotate them around the best you can until they're back in a single layer. We're going to throw them back in for another 2 minutes, and that'll probably be it. So here we go, our last 2 minutes. So I'm saying it's good enough. Looks good. They're crispy all the way through. We don't want them too dark. You don't want them burned. So now we're just going to let these sit room temperature for 10, 15, 20 minutes to cool down. So again, first one was 5 minutes, stirred it, then 2, and then 2 more. But in your oven, it could take a little longer, a little less. But the biggest thing, after the first 5 minutes, set them for a shorter period. Even if you wanted to go another minute or two, from here you might just want to do 1 minute increments if you wanted them done more. But as far as Grumpy's concerned, these are good enough. They are delicious. I just ate one. Let's get it close so you can see. These are crispy, delicious, golden on every side. You see each crouton has the seasoning around. That's because we did it in stages. And then these are good in a Ziploc bag, airtight container for weeks up to a month. Grumpy and Mrs. Grumpy just had some that have been 4 or 5 weeks. They were perfectly good. No mold, no anything. That was excellent. So there you go. Let these cool all the way down. Throw them in an airtight container and you'll be good to go. So until next time, I'm Grumpy and grateful for you to continue to follow, like, and share. Please share so we can get more people to watch. And if you don't have your seasoning yet, make sure you go on our Etsy site, Grumpy's Provisions, and pick yours up today. Until next time, have a great day.